Assalamu alaikum wa rahmatullahi wa barakatuh. Brothers and sisters, hope you guys are good. Let's see these comments, if there are any. Assalamu alaikum. Oh, the stream is lagging. Oh. It's lagging? Damn. Is my voice good? Is the video that's lagging? What is it that's lagging exactly? Or is it both? Should I do it sideways like this? No. Oh, the video's lagging. Okay, interesting. Interesting. Voice is good. Okay, interesting. It's very interesting. Yeah, I'm not sure how reliable this Wi-Fi is, but it's all we've got right now. Homicide stream from the train because I knew I had this problem at some point or another. Hopefully it'll get better, inshallah. And if it doesn't, I might live and try again in a bit, but I got no promises. Train Wi-Fi is awful. What are you gonna do? Correct. Yeah, I'll give it another few minutes. If it doesn't get any better, then we might just end the live. Welcome, Stop. Yeah, Isa, I saw his videos against me. He doesn't actually refute the points I make. He actually completely ignores some of the points I make. So, and then the points that he attempts to respond to, he actually hides some very important information when he responds. But in any case, I'm not going to give him the attention he. It's just slow and low. Yeah, look, not my fault. Welcome, barakatuh. Rob Christian's videos. What do you call it? He about. So he tries to respond to my. So I refuted the argument with supposedly eating the Quran. I pointed out two things. One, that the hadith that narrates that mentions a sheep eating the Quran has inauthentic metan. And what happened? And then on top of that, I mentioned even if it was authentic, even if that metan, that text was authentic, it wouldn't matter because we have other hadith that prove the companions had it memorized. So that's 2 points I made. he completely ignores the second point, doesn't even respond to it. He does not even address it, doesn't acknowledge it. He doesn't mention it at all in his video. That's the first thing. So he has essentially indirectly admitted defeat by that point, because I basically made the point that even for the sake of argument, if that hadith was fully authentic, the method was authentic, it wouldn't matter. Why? Because we have authentic hadith that I think it's from Mu'taz Imam Malik. I'd have to go look it up. But in any case, we have the hadith that the companions it memorized, right? So it wouldn't have mattered if a sheep ate actually, if there was an authentic hadith where a sheep actually did eat a copy of the Quran. It wouldn't have mattered. That point, he had nothing to say, acknowledge it, didn't mention it or acknowledge it at all in his video. Okay, so that, in a nutshell, is an admission to defeat, right? But then he obviously so he completely ignored that point. The first point I made, he attempted to respond to. Again, even if we concede everything he says in his response is correct, still not a problem for Islam because the companions had it memorized. But then on top of that, when he tries to refute the point that I made that it's inauthentic, what does he do? He goes, no, that text is authentic. That text is authentic. How do we know? Because the hadith is narrated as sahih in other places, in other books of hadith. And I agree. But here's the problem. If you go to those other books of hadith that mention this hadith, that authentically narrate this hadith, you'll find the hadith there, but you won't find, finish the sentence, you won't find the inauthentic matan there. We can find it, ya jahil, we can find it in Sahih al-Bukhari, and Sahih Muslim, and this book and that book. Yeah, I agree. And when you go to those books, you go to that hadith in Sahih Bukhari and Sahih Muslim, lo and behold, it mentions nothing about a sheep eating the Quran, mentions nothing about anything like that. It doesn't mention anything like that. When you go to the authentic narrations, the authentic transmissions of that hadith, you'll find there's no mention of a sheep eating the Quran. The only time you find that inauthentic wording is in the one quote that I responded to, or in the one reference I responded to. And I pointed out that this has been narrated by many different chains of transmission, and none of them, with the exception of one, mention a sheep eating the Quran. All of them don't mention anything about a sheep eating the Quran, except for one. It's just one particular chain of narrators that mentions this, and I forget which exact narrator it was that was authentic in the chain, but nonetheless, he thinks, the problem is, this guy is what I call a jahil. This guy is a complete jahil. He goes, well, it is sahih, so therefore the text is sahih. I'm like, hold on, no. You can have a hadith authentically narrated by some chains of transmission, and you can have another inauthentic version of the same hadith narrated by a set of weak narrators with a weak metin. That happens. The same narration, it's the same narration, it's narrated authentically by this group of people, and then there's another group of people, which is less authentic, which narrates the same hadith, but adds some extra words. It adds a sentence at the end. That sentence is not authentic. That metin, that particular wording, that particular text is not authentic. Him pointing out, well, there are other books that say this hadith is sahih, doesn't actually refute the point, because I agree the hadith is sahih. But this particular wording, narrated by this one particular chain of narrators, is not authentic. The hadith overall is authentic. It's narrated by many different, well, not many, but numerous chains of transmission, authentically. And when you go to those where it's authentically narrated, it doesn't mention anything about a sheep eating the Quran. But he didn't say that, obviously. All he says is, no, it is sahih. There, you can find it in Bukhari, find it in Muslim. Yeah, you can. And when you go there, it doesn't mention anything about a sheep eating the Quran. In the authentic narrations in the authentic transmissions of this hadith, there's nothing mentioned about a sheep eating the Quran. It's only in this one less authentic transmission of this hadith you find a sheep supposedly eating the Quran. And again, I made the point, even if it was authentic, it doesn't disprove the authenticity of the Quran, because we have authentic hadith that show the companions had it memorized and knew this verse. But again, he had nothing to say on that point. Nothing to say on that point. So even if I was to be generous and concede every single point he made, if I was to concede that no problem, yes, the metin, the particular metin, although it's narrated differently by all these other different chains of transmission, the one chain of transmission that narrates it slightly differently, no problem. We'll accept that, where it mentions the sheep eating the Quran. We'll accept that as authentic. Even if I was to do that, it would not disprove the validity of the Quran, because it only shows, quite literally, just a sheep ate a copy of the Quran. Since we had other companions who had this verse memorized, it wouldn't have mattered. Obviously, he had nothing to say about that. Had nothing to say about that. So he has, I mean, look, guys, if you're responding to a video, and how do I say this? If I'm responding to a video, and in that video, in order to refute an argument, I make 2 points, and I completely ignore one of those points, isn't that basically an admission that, that's basically an admission that I'm correct, or that he can't respond, right? I made 2 points in there was a particular argument made by these Christian missionaries. I refuted it by making 2 points, and he literally he didn't even have the guts to even acknowledge the second point. Had nothing to say on it, because he knows it completely unravels, it completely, how do I say this? It makes the rest of the argument useless. This and that says you made a mistake. Which mistake did I make? So yeah, anyway, sorry, I just made the point. So yeah, I made 2 points in the video. I made 2 points in my video. He had nothing to say on the second point, because it completely invalidates everything he had to say. So, and then in the point that he attempted to respond to, his ignorance of hadith, he basically exposed his ignorance of hadith. Because he thinks, oh, it's narrated by sahih, authentic narrators, therefore it's authentic. Yeah, and in the authentic version, it mentions nothing about a sheep eating the Quran. But obviously he didn't mention that.
Last call for Corcoran. Stand clear. Doors will be closing.
Snap. By the way, brothers and sisters, is my video good? Am I still lagging? I think I'm still lagging, aren't I? Yeah. You can hear me fine. Okay, that's good. Alhamdulillah. Video's vibrating, but good. Okay. No lag whatsoever? Oh, perfect. But yeah, if you're gonna literally ignore, and by the way, guys, it's not like the points he ignored were like irrelevant to the topic. No, the points I made directly put the nail in the coffin against that argument. But obviously that's why he didn't want to respond to it. He ignored 2 points made. He ignored the second one, which completely eradicated the whole thing, and then he attempted to respond to the first one, but he ended up leaving out a lot of very vital information, which would have completely dismantled everything he had to say. Do you have an official Discord server? No, I don't. Am I still lagging, brothers and sisters? I hope I'm not still lagging. I think I still am. But yeah, today, subhanAllah, has been a weird day. Alhamdulillah, everything's fine. It's just bus took an extra hour to show up, and then after that whole trip, we had to wait an extra hour to get on the train, and so now...
All right, the next station stops in about 15 to 20 minutes.
So so I had to mute myself. But yeah, so the bus arrived like an hour late, and then and then after the whole bus ride, which was like 4 or 5 hours long, the what's it called? The train, we had to wait an extra hour to get on the train. So, but alhamdulillah rabbil alamin. Yeah, this weekend is pretty big because, well, for some people, because it's all the high schools in California, or most of them are graduating. So, like all the seniors, all the 12th graders, all the Tojihis, as we call them in Arabic, are graduating. So it's a big weekend for a lot of people. Bro, you got any other socials you'd like to give? I'm on TikTok and I'm also on Instagram. Dawa over Dunya on TikTok, and then Dawa _over_ Dunya for Instagram. What state, brother? I'm in California. Don't hold your fart, let it out. Don't worry, I don't need your permission to do that. Jazakallah khair, Sister Haltam, for posting the other socials. That's crazy. M. Jimbo. Yeah, so subhanAllah, M. Jimbo, you're one of those people. I mentioned this actually just yesterday. I was taking a minute to commemorate, or not commemorate, but to appreciate like the 4 or 5 first individuals to be watching my channel, like live. Sister Haltam was obviously there. She was the first one. She's the OG. Brother Saikor was there. Brother Saifullah was there. Brother TPO, and also Brother M. Jimbo as well. I remember you now as well, subhanAllah. Yep, I remember that live when I was eating my grandmother's soup. I was in the hills of the West Bank overlooking the hills of Palestine. Good memories indeed. But yeah, subhanAllah, I remember back in those days. This was back when I literally had like 700 subscribers, something like that. Not even a thousand, maybe like 500 or 600 at the time. And I remember I used to get so excited if there were just 10 people watching. Just 10 people. And if there were 10 people watching, I was happy. Like, oh snap, there's 10 people watching. There's 15 people. Oh my God, there's 30 people watching. Like, I get so excited. And now, if there's less than 100 people watching, I feel like I'm a failure. MB from 1,000 subs. Wow, subhanAllah, 1,000 subs. It's been a long time. Well, not a long time, but it's been a long journey. Alaikum salam wa barakatuh. Oh, Brother Neil, good to see you, akhi. Good to see you. Right now, I'm currently on a train. Oh. You guys want to see the train I'm on? Here. How long is the journey? It's a pretty long journey. It was like 4 or 5 hours on a bus, and now it's another 4-ish hours on this train. Oh, the sun's on my face. It's not a desert. They're open grass fields. It's not a desert. Hey, look, see? It's farmland and agricultural land. See, those are all solar panels. Yeah, see? Solar panels. Rumsey collab with Halidawa. Hasn't it happened already? I mean, I know the brother. May Allah bless him. Maybe, inshallah. We're headed home right now, alhamdulillah. Oh, look at this. See, that's all water, see? It's a flooded field. There was some crazy flooding here not too long ago. It's a flooded field. Can you meet me? Come on the stream and talk to me if you'd like. Not here, but in future streams, inshallah. What madhab do you follow? I don't subscribe to any particular madhab. There's some things I agree and disagree with all of them. I mean, I'm not an expert in the madhab though. Oh look at this. See, this field has been flooded. See what I'm saying? This is all agricultural land. Where did you study Deen? I never studied Deen. I don't have any formal Islamic education. I'm just an independent researcher. I'm doing good, Neil. Alhamdulillah, I'm doing good. I had a number of delays today in my travels, but alhamdulillah, we're on our way, and we'll be there soon, inshallah. Was Ramadi growing up, Neil? I remember a old stream where the truck driver Mexican revert brother was in the stream talking with you. What's his name? I forgot. You talking about Brother Neil Castro, aka Dawa Trucker? Man, where the hell you been, man? I can tell you have not been watching our streams because the brother Neil, may Allah bless him, comes on pretty much every single stream. Alhamdulillah. Alaikum salam wa rahmatullah. Is it still lagging, brothers and sisters? Is the video lagging, or is it is the audio? Well, how's the video? Firstly, I think audio's been good this whole time, but how's the video? The video is 4 out of 10. Vibrating? Okay. But I feel like I'm on a train, so I am vibrating. Video is meh, audio is great. Okay, interesting. Do you know Arabic? To an extent. I'm gonna try to improve my Arabic skills this summer, inshallah, after my studies, after when we take a break from my studies, inshallah. What in the world is tertology? Not sure. Brother, please pray for me. Brother, please pray for me. I have an admission test. May Allah bless you, akhi. May Allah give you an A in the exam or in the test, and may Allah allow you to pass with full color, achieve your dream. I mean, and me as well. I have a midterm next week, inshallah. You guys can make dua for me as well. May Allah give me an A in that exam. Make it easier for me to prepare and allow me to get an A in that. Yeah, still, I mean, it's the sun's about to set, inshallah. It's, here, look, see? You guys can't even tell. Jazakallah khair, Muslim apologist, good to see you, akhi. Yeah, alhamdulillah, inshallah. I'll be there soon, inshallah, in a couple hours. Been traveling all day. Inshallah, we'll be there soon. I'm currently on a train. Hey, gonna pray Maghrib at 10:20. I'll go downstairs, inshallah. Allah give him I mean, yeah, down the train. No, but seriously, I'd appreciate, like, for those of you who haven't made dua for me, please make dua for me, inshallah. God bless you guys. I get an A in my exam. I mean, how can you prove that there is a God? Very simple. This universe is finite, limited, and dependent. We know that because it's comprised of finite, limited, dependent quantities. If you add a bunch of finite, limited, dependent quantities together, it equals one giant finite, limited, dependent quantity, which therefore requires an explanation, and that explanation, by definition, has to be necessary, independent, and eternal. You don't want to call it God, you don't have to, but that is the definition of what God is. Argument for Darwinism, that's not my strength. I'm not Darwinism is not something I am very knowledgeable in. Very simply, Darwinian evolution is just one of many theories of evolution. We don't deny evolution. Particularly Darwin's theory of evolution, not necessarily accept, amongst a number of others. It's not considered absolutely true by many evolutionary biologists. It's just one of many theories of evolution. There's the hedge of life, there's this tree of life, there's the tree of life is Darwin's theory. There's the hedge of life, there's the web of life, there's a number of different models of how evolution may or may not have taken place. All of them contradict. I mean, yeah, Halal Boy 156. Even on the train, he's giving da'wah. Alhamdulillah, I'm just chilling here. No snap. This lighting exposes my sunburn. Look, see? This. You can't really show. Close your curtain, man. Come on. Walaikum salam, broski. Where are you going, brother? I'm going home to see my family, inshallah. Inshallah, Ramzi will pass. Allahumma ameen. I'm glad my sunburn is pretty much gone. I had sunburn all over my arms. Alhamdulillah, now it's just about gone. Brother asked a very good question. Why do you keep typing the exact same thing over and over? Just the same crying emoji. May Allah make your journey safe. Ameen, ya Rab. Jazakallah khair. I need to stretch. I'm gonna take my shoes off, man. Oh my God. I'm just watching the world go by behind me. No, I'm not going to Palestine. Why would I be on a train, dude? You think I'm gonna take a train from California to Palestine? I don't think so. It looks like you're taking multiple pictures. I'm not. It's just lagging. Let me make some room, inshallah, in case someone needs to sit. I do like the one frame beard, not gonna lie. I'm just a supermodel. But I do like that one. How old are you? I'm 21. Alhamdulillah. No business on the train. Are you guys enjoying this live, or should I end this live? Rumsey, are you a gamer? Yeah. Well, okay. I used to be until I left home, and then because I couldn't bring my Xbox with me.
Ladies and gentlemen, welcome aboard Amtrak San Joaquin Train 703 with service to.
I had a lot of Honda Soul. Yeah.
With additional stops, Fresno, Merced, Modesto, Stockton, Lodi. Please have your ticket down. Conductors are coming through. If it's on your phone, please turn the.
How long is the trip? Very long. You going to Palestine this year?
Remember one ticket.
No, this year I don't. It's not in the plans. SubhanAllah, it's just too much going on.
Area above you or at the end of the car to the lower level or up upstairs. Please do not place your feet on the seats.
Gaming is a waste of time. I beg to differ. It could be it's a good way to escape from the stress of this life.
Any embarrassing incident? Our cafe car is located third car of the train that is the middle of the train upstairs. Thanks for choosing Amtrak San Joaquin service. Welcome.
I want to graduate from college / university. A couple years, inshallah. No, I did not forget my toothbrush. What are you studying? I'm studying chemical engineering. Just a BA right now. That's interesting. So where do you get your knowledge from, like, online? Where did you get it from online since you were an independent researcher? So could you explain that? What do you call it? Yeah, obviously it's not just online. There's a number of books I've read and I'm planning on reading. Yeah, there's a number of I watched a lot of Speaker's Corner videos for the last few years. And whenever certain topics were brought up, I tried my best to research them as best as I can. Topics about the preservation of the Quran, topics about defending the Prophet Muhammad, peace and blessings be upon him, topics about the Bible, New Testament, Old Testament, atheism, all sorts of stuff. Are you born Muslim? I am born Muslim. Alhamdulillah. I'm born and raised in a Muslim family. Do you know where your websites where you can find the isnad chain of any hadith? Yeah, just go to sunnah.com. On sunnah.com, they give you the isnad chain. Ramzi, did you ever have a pet? I did. I had a cat once. It was a long time ago. It's been like 7 years, something like that, 7 or 8 years maybe. How tall are you? I'm 5'10"-ish, maybe 5'11". I think I'm 5'10" and a half, last I remember correctly. Because I always because I was about 6 foot with my shoes on, so probably a 5'11" ish. I had a pet rock, but it ran away. Funny. Are you traveling on a bus or train? I'm on a train. I am on a train. I was on a bus earlier though. I said thank you. Thank you, Sister Halton. She says, okay, guys, Rumsey is 21, lives in California, is 5'11", single, Palestinian, and is studying chemical engineering. Anything else? Oh, and I once had a cat. I'm not gonna lie though, that's actually like, that would make a, I'm not gonna lie, Sister Halton, like the way you wrote it out, that is like a perfect resume right there. Like, he's 21, lives in California, is 5'11", Palestinian and studying chemical engineering. Like that's like a, I mean that's like a very eloquent resume. One you just wrote out for me. Look at this. That's corn. Corny. Corny. There's corn. Ooh, plum trees. Look at this. Why does this look like a Facebook Live? Look. There's cows. Moo. Moo. Cows. Moo. If you had $1 million, what would you do with the... Oof, that's a good question. Well, realistically, I'd set some of it aside for my schooling. I'd obviously give some of it to my dad, so he can help look after. I can go a long way in looking after my mom and my sisters. You know, my sister's schooling. You know, after that, I don't know. That's a good question. I'm actually not sure. Get married, probably. Definitely. Definitely. Try to do something of a good cause. Sure. Maybe fund a. Yeah. Dawah mission. Maybe build a few water filtration systems for Gaza. cows, you mean walking stick? Exactly. Well, unless it's a dairy cow. If it's a dairy cow, it's a walking milk machine. Move to Gaza. Okay. And filter the water for everyone and buy shoes. You lost me at the shoes. Who the hell gives a damn about shoes, man? Who the hell gives a damn about shoes? I got one pair of running shoes, one pair of dressy shoes. That's all a pair of Crocs. That's it. That's all I need in life. Those of you geeks who just buy shoes just to put them on a shelf and like display them. Yuck. Look at this. It says very back. I'll leave them to you in your will, and you'll be rich. Your wife will thank me, pray for me every day. I mean, I don't know if shoes are proper currency, but I guess. Oh, that would be a good method. That would be a very good method, right? Be like, honey, I got like pairs, very 50 plus useless yet expensive pairs of shoes to give you if we get married. What is your favorite type of river in Jannah? I won't complain. I'm not picky. If it's in Jannah, I won't complain. Sister Halta making plans for the future, inshallah. Okay, all right. She's gonna leave her shoes too. I feel like maybe one of the sisters would be better off taking on those shoes. Although, like I said, if that makes a good mehad, I won't complain. Look at this. Look outside. Oh, you can't see the sunset right now. Oh. See, this is a field that they're clearing out. Very nice. Oh, look at this on that side. There's an entire orchard on that side. Look at that. Look at that. Beautiful. I had to take an Amtrak from LA to Houston in a month. Ouch. If you could ask any question, what would it be? I have no idea. That is way too deep for me. I'd have to. I would. That's like a question. It'd take a lifetime for me to answer. Look at that. See. This window's too hazy. You can barely see the sunset out there. It's really nice. Which one of these 5 people you think we need to give dawah to? Who should we give dawah to? Dawah to people on the train, great video idea. How about getting kicked off the train for giving dawah to people? That'd be an even better video. Right now we're passing under like a structure, that's why it's dark. That sounds like a viral video. It does sound like a viral video. Imagine this: Muslim gets kicked off of train for giving dawah. Like, bro, that'll go viral instantly. I'm telling you.